I
not even
know
expensive to
that
add.
we
Like,
have
it's just
10,000 variables going on here, but I think to do a broad stroke study first is good, and then I think we go back
Then
and
you go
remove
back
every single variable except for the one thing.
yeah,
like
and that,
just do the thyroid.
That's what you
just
start.
do the
That's
valgus
how
nerve.
you do it. That's how you can't. You do a global. You get global information. You take the information globally, and then you're like, okay, this is what we do know for sure, proven. We don't have to look it up anymore. And now, what do we want to prove, or what from this data can we prove?
Or how does this link to other studies?
How does it link to other studies? What assumptions can be made by what's already proven? And that's how research is done. That is how research for drugs is done. Drug companies pay a bunch of money for someone to do it.
Yep.
But
Like
guess what?
it's how it's done.
The day we get all the information, it's going to be interesting because it's going to be a day of, oh my gosh, look how smart we are, and then holy shit, look how
dumb we are.
What did we do?
No, that reminds me. Wait,
be,
Kathleen, if
oh
you,
my gosh.
I'm going to tell a funny story if you guys don't remember this. Let me tell you, I've been making for the frickin' Nobel Prize for 2 decades. So one thing that I know for sure is when people come in with compressed disc and even blown disc and all that, if I can get them symmetrical and strong using basically the ICE program and kind of real fasciology with being able to pull out hips and stuff like that, that we can end that back pain. So I had a pure case. It was a young girl, and she was a heptathlete, okay? So we had a clean MRI, and then we put her on a program from, I think, about 5 or 6 weeks, and the only thing that she changed was what we were doing with her. So she was getting basically fasciology.
Are you saying she had an abnormal MRI?
She had an abnormal MRI with multiple bulging discs. Yeah. So then we were like, oh my gosh, since we have like a pure good MRI with this girl, and it's only been 5 or 6 weeks, we talked that MRI place down the road into doing it for us, and she was like, we'll compare them. She's like, I'll blow them up. She literally blew them up the size of this window right here, and she called us, and she's like, come over. She's like, I've got your data, okay? So we were like, oh my God, like the bulging discs have gone back. They've regrown. There's more space. We were like just ready to see it. You know what had changed? Okay, so the patient went from being in blinding, cannot walk, couldn't compete, to literally doing her personal best in college track. Yeah, they measure it. Okay, so she went from like, I can't walk, to high performance. And guess what had changed on the MRI? The bulges were worse.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't matter because
it just shows you that like looking at MRIs is not the whole picture.
You can MRI everybody.
Oh, I guarantee
and
you,
they will find something on there to diagnose you with as an injury, but it doesn't mean you're symptomatic.
It's all important knowledge, and it's all very meaningful.
And even if we're doing something wrong, we can correct it. Like we don't think we are, we're great. But,
I'm not afraid to say.
But
we're also not afraid though that if
like,
they're, people always are like, well, what about this and what about this and how do you feel about this? And I'm like, look, show me the raw data and let me analyze it, and then I'll give you my opinion. So if this raw data shows something like, hey, you know what? As hard as we blasted caused too much estrogen, then we'll change the protocol.
And we
don't have egos about that. I don't, for sure.
No, we're learning. We're learning just like everybody.
Example you have with the MRI thing, which is so excellent, which is then you didn't go, we're going to get those bulging discs back in. You're just going to say, I'm going to get you out of pain. Who cares what the MRI says?
That's right.
What do you want to do? You want to jump and run, or you want to have a pretty picture?
Well, and it also goes to show you, too, that the blood can't show us everything either, because I just went through this, and you know what they told me? Based on this, we would tell you that you have arthritis. I don't have arthritis.
Plug your phone into my battery jack.
All right.